I want to walk you guys through my 150-gallon tank build. It's been a process. I've been working non-stop for about 2 months. I went from a 72-gallon bow front with a canister filter that ran for about a year. After about 5 months, I started having major problems and wasn't able to correct them the way that I wanted to, so I ended up starting over and doing a whole nother build, but this time, you know, piecing it out now that I know a little bit more about what I want to do. So yeah, it's 6 feet long. Down below I have a 55-gallon tank that I turned into a sump refugium. Get you down here so take a look. See, I have a switch down here that I flip on when I want to work under here. I installed that, and that's a whole strip of LEDs that go all the way around the perimeter of the tank, and it allows me to see and be able to work in here. And here's the plumbing that I was able to do. It's a learning process, but I got it done. There's a lot of unions and shut-off valves. But here, essentially, how it goes. You know, this is all my lines coming in. And I have 2 heaters in here because I was noticing one couldn't really get the job done. So I have 2 heaters, and then my protein skimmer, and that's set on a timer because I don't really want to run it all day long. I have my refugium section is pretty big, about 2 feet, about 24 inches long, and the height of it goes up to about 14 inches tall. So it's a pretty decent size in there. Got some extra pump in there just with some extra flow. You can see my temperature gauge and my pH temperature probe and my pH probe over there. My controller. I have Miracle Mud, and that worked out great. You know, some people don't like it, and different things. Works out for me. And then I have some Morpha that's growing big. It was very small. My refugium light, which is on the timer, is all LED. You see in here, nice big panel. Got it off eBay, but then after it leaves the refugium, it goes and will hit the big sponge to catch anything that gets over top there. And it falls down here. Another sponge for, you know, bubble purposes. Then I have my return pump, and I actually have a little tiny, like 54 gallon per hour pump in there just to keep water moving on, and don't like any water sitting still. Looking back there, you'll see my float, my auto top off float valve, and I use a valve instead of a switch because I want it all gravity fed, so there's no chance of it getting stuck or anything like that. But I have the container in my garage, and so the containers in my garage that I use, you know, I have buckets in here that I fill up, and it just, you know, gravity falls down, and whenever that valve opens up, it lets water in. I also make my water out here, so I have my RODI filter, and that goes into a big 32-gallon brute container. I keep full of water. Here's where all the power happens. I have a power strip there. That's just for everything I need to stay always on, like my wireless bridge that I have connected to my wireless router upstairs, so I can get to all this stuff wirelessly. But here's my power block controller. I had it dressed in there real good, but one of the piece on the side came off. I have to reattach it, so it kind of sits more up against the wall here. But here's my ballast for my metal halides, ice cap 250s. There it goes. I have a dedicated circuit for this aquarium, 20 amp, so shouldn't need any more than that. And there's my Apex controller, and you know, and all of my electrical that needs to go to the aquarium goes in here. So keep that separate just in case anything ever happened. I won't have to worry about, you know, setting something on fire. And there's my display. That's just, I generally don't use this. I use my iPod, iPad, or a laptop, and different things. But this will be always here in case, you know, I need some help from somebody else. And once I get my canopy built, then it'll be built inside my canopy, and it'll just be on the top there. But for now, just leave it on the door. Then inside here, I just have a few things, nothing serious. I have shrimp in there, and about 30 or 40 different types of snails, and they've been going around just kind of prepping this tank. Once I had my diatom bloom, they kind of took care of all that. Not all of it, still a little bit left, but it's almost ready. I have a few corals in here that came from a 72 gallon, some softies, and they're doing well. They like the new light that I have. I have some mushrooms. Here's my hospital tank. Couple fishies. I have a blue throat trigger awaiting his welcome home, and I have a yellow damsel that I actually bought like half a year ago as a test fish from my other aquarium, and I just survived through all of the mayhem, so I just feel like I have to keep him. But he is mean. I'm not gonna put him in my main display. I'll stick him in a refugium or something, let him live down there. Even have a light system in here, same way, kind of how it does. So when I need to do something down here, I could see. And I have a little timer with some stuff in here. I'm gonna test equipment. Even have a digital temperature gauge there, and a pH monitor down here, so you can get to monitor my hospital tank, and it's a 30-gallon oceanic biocube. But so they kind of sit side by side on the other side of the door.